Hey everybody, welcome back to Corpse Factory. And if you think I look hot and sweaty right now, it's because I've just been recording some Isaac, and when you see the episodes that are coming up, you'll know why I'm hot and sweaty right now, other than the fact it's also pretty scorching right now, and my office is a little box room. It's so warm that Bessie has curled up and gone to sleep right next to me. What a sweet little darling she is. Anyway, let's get back to the story. Apologies again, this last part was very short. This one also might be pretty short, just again, it's not really safe for me to be in my office right now, but I'll bear with it for now. Anyway, I need to talk to you.
What's with that look? Got something up your ass?
You wish, Tomoe.
Come on, just follow me.
I grabbed Tomoe's wrist and guided her away from the labyrinth of desks, and into the elevator waiting patiently for us. We emerged from the double doors into the lobby. The place is quiet and nearly empty. It offers significantly more privacy than the crowded 14th floor.
God, your fingers are bony. You're pinching me.
Sorry.
I let go of her wrist and she rubs it gingerly against her clothes.
Anyway, what's up?
I hesitate for a moment. Even though I ran through this scenario in my head during the train ride, I'm still anxious about playing it out now. But this situation involves Tomoe, either directly or indirectly. As my friend, she needs to know.
I think Corpse Girl is going to target Kotomi Ida.
Oh?
Huh? Did she get one of them photos?
Her reaction is fairly indifferent. I thought after being involved in Tsurumaki's death, this news would have more of an impact on her.
Well, no, I don't think so, but
How do you know then?
that's hard to explain. Just bear with me. Kotomi and Shinya had a falling out. Because of her, his career here is at an end. I'm sure he told you about it.
Yep.
That makes sense. Shinya would confide in his girlfriend about his career, but I don't know the extent of Tomoe's inside knowledge. I doubt she knows the true nature of their relationship, judging by how nonchalant her reaction has been so far.
So, if you can kind of guess what I'm getting at?
What?
I think, maybe, that Shinya requested her death.
Shinya? Nah, he don't have it in him. Besides, that bitch has it coming.
She does?
Yep. I'm surprised you found out about it, but I plugged her photo into Corpse Girl's website yesterday.
I'm stunned. I can hardly formulate a response to Tomoe's confession.
Absolute skank. She deserves to die.
But why? After you requested Akane Tsurumaki's death, why would you?
Look, it's not about Shinya's career, alright? I spoke with him, real deep and meaningful like. He confided in me, but since we're friends, I suppose I can share it with you. Kotomi Ida has been sexually assaulting him.
We know.
Seriously?
I feigned a surprised reaction. In reality, I'm just more taken aback that Shinya actually confessed to Tomoe.
It's been going on for months, he says. And now she's fucked his career up, so he'll have no choice but to leave the company. He leaves, and she gets off free without anyone finding out about what she's been doing to him. I hate her. I hate her so fucking much.
I tried to digest Tomoe's words. I didn't know that Shinya has been putting up with the abuse for such a long time. So Kotomi's motive for ending his career was purely out of self-interest. She was probably looking for a reason, any reason, to discard him, and the slight incident with Aoi was just good enough for her to seize. If he quits the company, she won't get found out. It's a simple plan, but utterly devious.
We should tell someone what she's been doing. She can't get away with that.
She ain't gonna get away with it. Corpse Girl's coming for her, remember? I can't wait to hear the news about Kotomi winding up dead somewhere. I hope she gets her throat slit.
She sure changed the tune. She's like, oh, I hope the other person didn't die because I requested her death, to, yes, I hope that she did die, so this person also died.
Yeah.
But hey, how'd you find out about it?
Tomoe cocks her head and gives me a concerned look. I brace myself as I watch the gears slowly turning inside her head, waiting for her to point the finger at me. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to reveal this information to Tomoe. I should have just kept my mouth shut and fulfilled the request like always. Honestly, I wouldn't worry, Noriko. Although the hamster wheel is turning, I think it's dead. Damn it! Why does my curiosity still get the better of me? I'm going to cause my own demise at the rate I'm going.
Oh, I figured it out. Kotomi must have received a photo and told you about it, huh?
That makes more sense.
Wow, that corpse girl sure works fast.
Tomoe's gleeful expression suddenly caves in and she gasps.
Wait a minute. Why would she even show you something like that? When I think about it, there was that time you got a photo but nothing happened to you. Then, the only way you could have really known about Kotomi is...
I flinch as Tomoe takes the purposeful step towards me.
You're a corpse girl, aren't you? You have to be. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Okay, the hamster may be alive and kicking. I avert my gaze and look to the floor in silence.
God, are you for real? I can't believe it.
You took your sweet time figuring it out.
Don't give me that bullshit. You can't expect me to figure out something like that if you're gonna try so hard to hide it. What the fuck, girl? You get your rocks off by killing people?
No, not exactly. I don't kill people.
The hell you don't! Explain that bitch to Umaki.
She killed herself.
Yeah, she killed herself. That's the cover-up, right?
I'm serious. She killed herself. But Corpse Girl encouraged her to do it.
Tomoe blinks a few times, her face scrunching up and analysing my blank expression.
You're telling the truth. Holy shit. I can't believe this. You're really Corpse Girl?
There's no going back now. After hiding my true identity for nearly a year, I've managed to reveal it to 2 people in less than 24 hours. I just hope I haven't made a fatal mistake. That's a red flag.
It's true. I'm Corpse Girl.
Wow, fuck me, right?
Oh,
All
please.
this time I've been thinking you're just some goth skank with weird hobbies.
I mean, you know.
You're actually pretty fucking cool. You're actually doing something with your life.
Tomoe, I'm scribbling you off the list if you were still on it. You know what? I've warmed my heart to you now.
Huh? I thought you'd be angry with me.
I did too.
Angry? Why would I be angry? God, this is the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. I'm friends with fucking Corpse Girl. And people said I'd never amount to nothing. Though it took me long enough to figure it out. I ain't the sharpest light bulb in the shed.
True.
I can't argue with that.
Tomoe laughs and puts her arm around my shoulder. I shrink away a little, but her good cheer is somewhat infectious. I feel a flood of relief wash through my body.
So, like, I gotta know. How many people have you killed?
I said I don't kill people, remember?
Yeah, you know what I mean. How many have offed themselves because of you?
It's an embarrassingly small number.
That's so? Oh, that's a shame. Listen, you gotta fill me in on all the juicy deets later, Kay. For now, please focus on getting rid of that bitch Kotomi.
I'll do my best.
Thanks, slut. Shinya and I will owe you one for sure.
Ooh. Tomoe swings around and looks towards the elevator. She turns back and gives me a thumbs up gesture.
This convo never happened. Got it?
Eh, no shit.
That's my line. You can't tell anyone about me and Corpse Girl.
Please, who would I tell?
Shinya.
Well, the police, for starters?
Shinya.
Fuck 'em. I ain't a squealer. I'm on your side, Corpse Girl. Relax. Anyway, peace.
Tomoe ducks away and leaves me standing alone. I really hope I made the right decision here. I suppose I don't have a choice but to keep moving forward. My first order of business should be to take care of Kotomi Ida. If I can get her to kill herself, I'll prove to Tomoe that I'm not messing around, and it might cement our friendship even further. I just have to get through the rest of the workday, then I can return home and focus on crafting Kotomi's corpse photo. That's when the real fun will begin. I reach into the drawer and clutch a cheap plastic burner phone between my fingers. Crafting the photo of Kotomi Ida is done. All I need to do now is send it. I thought about waiting until tomorrow, but I already put off making the photo for a day, so I'll make my move tonight. During editing, I timestamped the photo with tomorrow's date, 10:46 AM. It doesn't leave much time for Kotomi, if Kotomi receives the photo tonight, but I'm confident the plan will be effective. So hang on a minute, you've given it to the photo and the timestamp for when she's at work tomorrow. So she's going to off herself in the office. Was this your plan? Kotomi will look at the photo tonight. She'll either freak out and end it all immediately, or after a sleepless night of anxiety, she'll pull the trigger, figuratively speaking, instead of going to the office in the morning. I could cross my fingers and hope that by divine intervention someone else will take her life, but based on my recent failures, I don't think that's likely anymore. If anyone else was ever involved in the deaths of Corpse Girl's victims, I don't think they're still around. Why else would my last few attempts have failed? No, my best bet is to urge Kotomi to simply kill herself. A convincing enough corpse photo might be enough to lure her to her death. When I turn on my burner phone, I'm happy to see the battery is still charged. I load up the phone number masking app, enter my trademark digits, and then shoot the photo into the network. If Kotomi is a screen addict like the rest of society, she'll be freaking out in about 10 seconds. Where's my phone? I have to check it. Just make sure Corpse Girl hasn't sent me anything. Ooh. Oh, it just vibrated. Nope, we're good. Since this victim is going to have a quick turnaround time, I'll take the burner up to the back shed tonight to store it, and I'll ditch it on the way to the office tomorrow. I'm not expecting a reply within such a narrow time frame, so there's no need to hold onto the phone for 24 hours like I normally do. Clutching the phone with one hand, I grab my keys from the kitchen bench with the other. I step toward the front door. The phone in my hand vibrates violently and I nearly drop it in terror.
What the?
I bring the screen swiftly to my face and read the alert. One new message. Without thinking, I unlock the phone and open the message. It's a reply from Kotomi Ida. You think this is funny? I know who you are. I'll report you to the police.
Oh my god.
Holy shit. She actually replied. For the first time since Corpse Girl started her grand work, I've actually received a reply from a victim. Even though I used the number mask, there's actually nothing stopping someone from directly replying to my message. A reply message would still get sent through the network and back to the burner's phone SIM card. The number mask is simply a stealth tactic, disabling the ability to view what the phone number actually is. It doesn't prevent replies. I discard the burner phones anyway, but it's an extra layer of security, not to mention a bit of a calling card. Judging by Kotomi's response, I assume we have a fighter on our hands. She's not going to give in easily. Her threat about reporting me to the police is a bluff. I'm confident she couldn't possibly know my identity.
I've been waiting for this. I've waited so long for someone to reply.
I can finally put my contingency plan into practice. I've been holding out for this moment. I feel a wicked grin split my face in two and I mash my fingers against the screen as I compose a venomous reply. You like that photo? That's you in about 12 hours, unless you follow my instructions. The message sends in an instant and I eagerly wait the next reply. I'm not left waiting for long. Kotomi's response comes through within seconds. Her attitude has completely changed. Please, I'll do anything. What do you want?
I called your bluff, you piece of shit.
We're going mad with power.
Now you'll do what I tell you to.
You have to be careful now though, Noriko. I enter my instructions clearly and concisely. Pack 500,000 yen into a bag. Put it in a coin locker 6644 at Shinjuku Station. Retrieve the item already inside. Put the locker key inside a full soda bottle and leave it on top of the locker. After I send the message, I decide to add one last bit. Do it now. Make sure no one sees you. Then go to platform 12. Do not board a train. Await my instructions. Satisfied with this addendum, I hit send. If Kotomi truly fears for her well-being, she'll carry out the instructions. Her response arrives shortly. Okay, I'll do it. I'm going there now.
Yes.
Honestly, I'm kind of disappointed. I didn't think we were in it for the money. I've done it. I've convinced her. I'll collect the money once I'm sure she's no longer hanging around. 500,000 yen is nothing to sneeze at. It's not life-changing, but it'll cover my rent for a good few months. I chose this amount to simply test the waters. Asking for an insane amount would make it impossible for a victim to follow through. But I figured someone like Kotomi, an exec for a big company, would easily have access to this much dough. I'll go collect the money. And if everything goes well, Kotomi Ida will disappear before sunrise. Though the hour is late, quite a few commuters are still navigating through Shinjuku Station's wide platforms and underground labyrinth. The train station beneath my feet is a sprawling metropolis that extends below the city. It's packed with restaurants, shops and other outlets. But as I'm standing on one of the countless train platforms above ground, that world might as well be a completely different dimension. The only problem is that I'll have to brave the maze as soon as I descend the platform stairs. I tend to get dizzy in such places. My normal morning route doesn't require me to travel through the underground plaza. I'm able to exit the station within minutes of my train arriving at a platform. Still, I'm somewhat familiar with the layout of the underground. I know exactly where coin locker 6644 is located. The coin lockers in train stations like these are a popular way for people to store luggage or personal belongings for a few hours at a time. In Shinjuku, it can often be difficult to find even a single available locker. But coin locker 6644 is special. I approach it from the main passageway of the underground and my eyes take in the familiar sight. Locker 6644 sits in the middle row, nestled between countless other lockers. Across its door is a thick coat of graffiti. Colourful curse words sprayed on with thick paint adorn the locker. The graffiti is such an eyesore that it acts as a deterrent to anyone who might want to store their belongings. The icing on the cake is the condition of the coin-operated lock. The thing is busted and dented from physical abuse, like someone has tried to pry into it with a crowbar on multiple occasions. However, I know from testing it firsthand that the lock still works, despite its battered appearance. No one in their right mind would use this locker, and that makes it the perfect spot to host my pickup. Glancing at the locker, I notice that a soda bottle sits atop of it. A soda bottle full of bubbly, opaque liquid. I quickly look around to make sure that Kotomi Ida is nowhere in sight. I walk past the locker and complete a lap around the immediate area, scanning thoroughly for her. But she isn't here. In fact, there are very few people in this little section of the station. Good. She followed my instructions perfectly. After leaving the key in the soda bottle, she left immediately. I approach the locker once more. I reach up above it and retrieve the soda bottle, then crack it open to hear the fizzy hiss. How did you crack it open, by the way? If she put the key in it, like, it's opened already. But whatever. I bring the lip of the bottle to eye level and peer inside, trying to identify the shape of a key within the swirling ocean of carbonation. There it is. I try to fish inside the narrow bottle, opening with my fingers. Thin though as they are, I can't squeeze more than one finger inside the bottle at a time. I could tip the bottle over and let the soda, out, and the key spill out onto the floor. But if someone else sees me being a nuisance and causing a mess, it'll draw unwanted attention. Go and do it in the bathroom then. You do have a choice. I've got no choice but to chug back some of the soda and try to catch the key in my mouth. As disgusting as this concept is, I need to steel myself. I raise the bottle to my lips, tilt my head back, and pour the foul liquid into my open mouth. The saccharine tang of artificial flavouring assaults my taste buds, and I immediately want to vomit. But I'm committed to seeing this through. I can throw up later. The most important thing is getting the key. It isn't until the bottle is half empty that the cold metal key drops into my mouth. It clangs against my teeth and I nearly choke in surprise. Sputtering and spitting, I feel droplets of soda running down my chin. My cheeks are puffed up like a squirrel as I try to retain the key and soda in my mouth. I reach my fingers into the pursed-tight lips and recover the tiny key. I quickly swallow down the rest of the soda in my mouth, trying hard not to release a repugnant belch. Repugnant. Honestly, this sounds like some sort of twisted fantasy. It's like you'd call this through onto, some sort of sex line. It's like, oh, if you've got a bottle of soda, Yeah, chug it down, chug it down. Oh, do you feel ill? Do you feel ill? It's like, don't vomit, don't vomit. You're not allowed to vomit. Oh, what? You feel like you're gonna belch? Oh, yeah. I turn the key over in my hand and smile. My sticky teeth adhere to my lips and it takes me a few seconds to lick them clean. Tossing the soda bottle into the nearby trash can, I wipe the key clean on my skirt and quickly insert into the coin locker. I twist the key, turn the latch, and swing the locker door open. Inside the dark vault is a single bag, a simple paper pouch like you would get at a grocery store. I pull the paper bag out and take a look inside. Thick stacks of 10,000 yen bills fills the bag. I'm not foolish enough to stand here and count it out, but I'm confident the amount is at least pretty close to what I requested.
It worked. My plan worked.
Yeah, but what about Shinya, Noriko? I can hardly believe it. I devised this contingency plan months ago. I waited so long to try it out. All I needed was somebody to reply to their corpse photo. Somebody to try and reject their fate. I wanted to prove that people would bow to fear and do anything to save their own skin. And it seems that I was right.
Just one more thing to do.
I fold up the paper bag and clutch it tightly. With my free hand, I pull the burner phone out of my handbag. I compose a message to Kotomi Ida, who should be obediently waiting above ground on the train platform. When the next train arrives on your platform, stab the first person to disembark. You must kill them. If you escape, leave this prefecture and never return. It's done. When I first opened the coin locker and retrieved the paper bag, I immediately noticed the knife that I had placed inside months ago was missing. Kotomi followed every word of my instructions. My message had read, pack 500,000 yen into a bag, put it in coin locker 6644 at Shinjuku Station, retrieve the item already inside. I've given Kotomi an opportunity. She can trade another life for her own. If she kills someone exiting the train, Corpse Girl will spare her life. It's a simple exchange, and one that I bet she's willing to make. If she gets away with the murder, she'll flee from the place. I won't see her ever again, and neither will Shinya or Tomoe. To us, she'll be as good as dead. And as for Corpse Girl, well, as long as body is claimed in exchange, she'll be satisfied. After a few minutes of waiting for a reply to the message, I figure that she's not going to write back. She's probably getting ready to fulfill the task. Keen to witness how this unfolds, I take the nearest escalator up toward the train platform. Holy shit! The scene is absolute chaos. It wasn't difficult at all to navigate to this area. All I had to do was follow the echoing screams. I spy the shadowed form of a body lying on the platform in front of me. I can't make out any details, but a shallow pool of blood reflects the harsh lights shining from up high. To my surprise and delight, a second body is sprawled across the ground nearby. It's a young woman's corpse with one arm raised against the side of the vending machine. Adrenaline surges through me at the violent scene. Kotomi Ida. She managed to take out 2 people. She might be my new favourite person in the entire world. I hear panicked voices in the background, but I turn my head slowly. What the... 2 more bodies are on the ground. 2 men in expensive-looking suits are collapsed in puddles of their own lifeblood. One of the men is still moving and groaning, pleading for somebody to stem the tide of gore. She's still here, isn't she? A familiar, lustful tingling sensation begins to stir and rise through my belly, my thighs, my pelvis. I feel my toes clench and my breathing grows heavier. There's one more surprise to be had here amidst this beautiful spectacle of carnage. A woman is slumped in one of the plastic chairs that lines the platform. Her head is tilted, her suit jacket stained with red. A thick knife with a black grip protrudes from the side of her neck. A bubbling river of vital fluid cascades around the glimmering blade and pools within her shirt collar. Even with her face masked by blood, it doesn't take me more than a few seconds to recognize her identity. Kotomi Ida. Dead. I swing around and take in the entire view of the platform, counting up the bodies in the path of slaughter. My mind pieces together a theoretical scenario. You might want to escape the murder scene as well, by the way. Kotomi waited as the train doors opened, knife drawn, the knife she retrieved from locker 6644. When the first person stepped out of the train, she stabbed him and left him for dead. The body that I first saw, laying on the edge of the platform, is perfectly aligned next to the train to fit this theory. In a panic, Kotomi would have attempted to flee. She bumped into a second victim, the young woman slumped against the vending machine, and cut her down desperately to make her escape. Judging by the wound on Kotomi's own body, I would assume the two businessmen lying face down tried to apprehend her. They must have sustained fatal wounds before finally managed to wrest the knife away and plunge it to Kotomi's neck. It's all just speculation, but I'm fairly confident that's how this whole event played out. It was probably over in less than 60 seconds. And it couldn't have worked out better for me. I never dared hope that Kotomi would have met her end once this plan had been set into motion. I would have been satisfied with her simply skipping town. I feel my legs weakening under my weight, and I'm afraid I might buckle at any second. The waves of radiating heat spreading through my body are causing me to tremble and shake. There's so much blood. It's everywhere. I've seen it in countless photos and thought I had become desensitized to it. But maybe I was wrong. Seeing blood in real life is completely different. I feel faint and pale and excited and aroused. Arrgh. I need to get out of here before the police arrive. More importantly, I need to get away before I collapse in a sweaty heap of lust and pleasure. I turn on my heel and sprint down the rising escalator as fast as my quivering legs will permit. Thursday morning, June 11th. Another morning fueled by coffee. Once again, I didn't manage to get much sleep last night. I want to say it's not my fault, but I know that's not entirely true. The grisly visage of all those slain people on the train platform was burned into my mind's eye. Every time I started to drift off to sleep, a splash of blood or a fleck of gore would appear in my thoughts, and I would snap awake again. And the sight of Kotomi Ida with a knife sticking out of her neck made me shiver more than a few times. Nevertheless, I'm here now, at the office as usual. Witnessing violence on that level in person was a different experience than I'd expected it to be. However, it has helped steel my resolve. I'll need to desensitize myself to that kind of carnage if I'm to continue with Corpse Girl's ambitions. I set down the second empty can of coffee on my desk and lean back in my chair. I catch a glimpse of Tomoe tapping away on her keyboard, completely oblivious to what went down last night. How would you be oblivious? Surely this would make major news. Surely there's also, CCTV and stuff. I think she might have bit off a little bit too much than she can chew here. I think that detective may investigate you. If he sees you on the CCTV and knows that, I'm gonna kill her, I'm gonna kill that fucking bitch in the store, I think he's gonna put two and two together and, make you a suspect. There was a news broadcast regarding the event, of course, but the finer details of what occurred had been kept under wraps. Oh, okay. It'll probably take the police and the media a little more time to get the story straight. It's not often that a mass killing spree takes over the news, and whether or not the identity of those involved will be revealed is beyond me. For now, I'll assume that Tomoe's in the dark about the event. I don't take her as the kind of girl to be up to date on current events. Even if she did hear about the stabbings, she couldn't possibly know that Kotomi was the culprit. I should probably fill her in later though. She'll want to know that Corpse Girl claimed her victim, even if it was in a kind of roundabout way. I stretch my arms above my head, let out a small sigh, and proceed to crack open a third can of coffee before getting back to work. Holy shit, she's gonna be like a hummingbird in the office soon. Calm down. You're more caffeine than water right now.
You got a minute?
Shit, yeah. I wanted to speak to you anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, you go first.
For sure. Well, I wanted to thank you for killing Kotomi Ida. I don't know how you did it, but thanks.
Huh? How did you know she died?
Oh, come on. She didn't come in today, right? And there was that brutal stabbing incident over at the station last night. It don't take a genius to put 3 and 3 together.
Do it, Tamori.
That shit went down so close to here, where we spend so much of our time. Chances were good that it affects someone you know.
I shake my head at her logic. This city is home to more people than you could count. I don't know how she came to the conclusion, but the fact that she's actually correct just blows my mind.
Well, yeah. I guess that's it then.
I'm thankful. For serious. Yeah, Corpse Girl really did me and Shinya's solid. If there's ever anything you need, like, no matter how dirty, then count me in. I owe ya.
We're in there! Ladies and gentlemen! The third wheel! Sorry, Bessie, I've scared the hell out of you. Don't worry about it.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
Sure. So, like, what'd you want to say to me?
Let's not.
Oh, I was going to tell you that Kotomi is dead.
Beat you to it, skank! But I got a question or two. How'd you get someone to go on a killing spree and take Kotomi out along with the others? I mean, it wasn't you going around stabbing people, was it?
No, of course not.
Oh?
It kind of happened outside my control. I sent Kotomi a photo of her corpse, just like Corpse Girl's standard mode of operation. And I gave her the instructions to kill someone, if she didn't want the circumstances of the photo to come true.
Holy shit.
She kinda ran with it, I guess. Seems like she took out 4 people before someone fought back and stabbed her. I think I'm in love with her, to be honest.
You weird slut! That's horrible!
I kind of like the dynamic between these two now.
What can I say? She went above and beyond.
Still, thanks. Really. Shinya will be stoked.
Don't tell him.
That's okay. I'm just doing Corpse Girl's job. Where is Shinya, anyway?
Don't tell him.
Oh, he was in earlier. Went home a bit early because he wasn't feeling well. Think it was just because he was dreading running into Kotomi, but... Well, he'll sort himself out soon enough. You know, Noriko, you've changed a lot.
I have?
Totes. I mean, I know you act different around me now that we're friends, but it's more than that. You look, I don't know, kind of better? Healthy or something?
Oh. I didn't know about that.
Serious, though. I don't know. Maybe I just see it different now that I know who you really are.
The cooking is occurring. Sorry, Shinya.
Maybe.
Sorry you're not sorry.
Anyway, I'm gonna get going. You wanna grab a bite or something?
You could say that.
Not today, sorry.
Okay.
Maybe another time?
Sure thing. Right. See you, skank!
Tomoe slaps my shoulder affectionately and takes off toward the train station. It breaks 3 bones in my shoulder. No. If I remember correctly, she did say that she'd be happy to help me out in the future, no matter how dirty the work is. That's not what she meant. I'll definitely have to take her up on the offer if the need arises. Another interesting thought crosses my mind. Tomoe seemed kind of surprised that I managed to manipulate Kotomi into going on a killing spree. To be honest, I'm also amazed I managed to pull that off. Which gets me thinking, would it be possible to manipulate more people in the future? After all, I came out of last night's ordeal with 500,000 yen in cash and a bunch of bodies claimed in Corpse Girl's name. It's a fascinating prospect. There might be something to this. If I can successfully pull the right strings, Corpse Girl's ultimate ambition might be fulfilled sooner than I thought. I continue to dwell on the unlimited possibilities as I make my way to the station. Standing on the train platform, and thankfully not the same one from last night, which has been temporarily closed, I stare into space, completely lost in thought. I start to wonder how Kojiro is getting on with finding us a suitable location. As I fantasize about having an abandoned warehouse or factory to call our own, My phone cries out desperately for attention. I retrieve it from my handbag and glance at the screen. Kojiro is requesting a noise voice chat. I absently-mindedly wonder if he read my mind and knew I was thinking about him as I answered the call. Tell him you're at a train station. You're in public.
Hello.
Want to see the place?
No greeting, huh?
Sauce. Hi. Want to see the place?
What if I'm busy right now?
Ah, Sauce. You busy?
No.
No.
Right? Want to see the place?
I roll my eyes and decide to just go along with it. After all, I am dying to move ahead and see what kind of location is secured for our work.
Yep. Where is it?
Mad. Shin Okubo, behind K-Town. An abandoned factory. Just what you wanted.
Shin Okubo. That's suspiciously convenient.
Why?
I work in Shinjuku. It's just one station away on my train line.
Okay, I'm heading there now. You in?
I'm in. How do I get to the factory from the station?
Exit the station to Okubodori. That's K-Town proper. I'll message you the full address.
Just meet at the train station if he's getting the train too.
Okay, got it. Just head through Koreatown. I'll be there soon.
Mad. Bye.
Although this makes me wonder. There's like K-towns and like, you know, Chinatowns and stuff like that in the city, like where I am in the UK. I wonder if in Asia, are there like UK towns? Is there like E-town for like England town? Or Britain town, B-town? Maybe, I don't know. Kojiro ends the call and I immediately receive a message with the factory's address. Seems easy enough to get to. I feel a bit nervous about going there. It's a new place, and it's located in a town I don't normally travel to. But for some reason, I feel energetic. I actually feel enthused about it. Maybe it's because I haven't been hidden away from home all day. I've been at work, around other people. Perhaps that helps me acclimate. It helps me acclimate to the concept of going somewhere new. And the chances of someone sneaking up behind me and strangling me in broad daylight are pretty slim, I think. As I put my phone away, the train pulls up to the platform. The same train that was going to take me home will take me to Shin Okubo. It's the very next stop from here. I'm a little wary of how convenient this is turning out to be. Could be Kojiro is luring me into a trap, but I don't know. I think he generally wants to be involved with Corpse Girl's work. I board the train and stand by the doors, ready to disembark at the next station. The abandoned factory is almost exactly how I imagined it would be. Tall, broad, foreboding, eroded and worn down, with brick walls and steel sheeting covered with thick layers of black exhaust. Gigantic metal pipes protrude from within and wrap around the exterior, only to re-enter through vents here and there. A series of ventilation shafts and chimneys line the roof, but they don't release even a single puff of smoke. This place has been shut down for a long, long time. The front entrance is located at the rear of a small parking lot. It's a simple steel door that has been chained up and padlocked. Further along the side of the building is the loading dock, an expanse of asphalt that leads to a concrete path and a giant roller door. In the dock sits a derelict van, covered in a brown tarpaulin.
This place is amazing!
You haven't seen inside yet.
I glance toward the steel door, securely chained shut, and I wonder if anyone has entered within the last decade. If Kojiro has checked out the inside, then he did well covering his tracks.
How do we get in?
Around here.
I follow his lead as he walks toward the corner of the building. A steel railing bars our path, but he swiftly hurdles over it and continues down the side of the factory. I take a minute to climb the railing, making sure not to twist an ankle as I stick the landing on the other side. Also making sure not to, just blow away in the light breeze.
Through here.
Kojiro points to an open window. Thankfully, there seems to be enough of a gap for someone as large as Kojiro to slip through. I shouldn't have an issue getting in either, despite my thin, heavy-set frame. He slides in first and I quickly follow. They left the forklift? Are you serious? And with that, I find myself inside the factory. The place is huge. It's an open-plan design, and it's pretty much empty. A few stray pieces of odd machinery line one wall. A small forklift, a pallet jack, and a bunch of buckets and mops catch my attention. All of this could be useful for our little operation. A number of iron workbenches are piled up in a stack. They look heavy and rusted, but they could probably make good tables for resting corpses on. Aside from these miscellaneous items, the factory is essentially bare. The concrete floor is in bad shape, cracked and worn from probably 50 years of use. The thick brick walls are scorched in some places and dented in others. Still,
It's perfect.
Thanks. Figured you'd approve.
How did you know about this place?
Kojiro doesn't answer immediately. His eyes turn to the stupendously high ceiling with its array of glass sunlight beaming light down upon us. After a minute, he turns back to me.
Dad used to work here.
His dad?
What did he do here?
This place used to manufacture steel fencing, chain link fences, barbed wire, chicken mesh, that kind of thing.
Huh, I see.
A lot of that is imported now. There's still an industry here, but Dad couldn't compete. Went out of business maybe a dozen years ago. Died about a month later.
He died?
That's how it goes.
I'm sorry.
We weren't close. Well, could have been closer.
So, how come no one else bought the factory?
There's a curse.
Look around. It's a dump. Who'd want it?
I don't know, investors who plan to build flats there or something if it's in the centre of an urban population.
Cost a fortune to fix or rebuild. Wonder if it was waiting for us.
No, I think someone's just going to knock it down at some point. Probably when you've got a corpse in there. And this is how, you're going to be found out in the future.
Yeah. I wonder.
It definitely all seems too good to be true. But this is the real deal. This is our factory now.
Going half on this, right?
Right.
Okay. Good. Welcome home then. Or something.
Let's work well together.
Roger that.
I've entered an unlikely partnership with Kojiro. We've obtained a base of operations, safe from prying eyes. The next step is to fill this factory with corpses, and carry on with Corpse Girl's grand scheme. You're also probably going to need refrigeration. You are aware of that. They're going to decay. They are not alive. They cease to exist. They're rotting. You are aware of this, Nariko. There's going to be flies fucking everywhere.
Thanks for accompanying me home.
No prob. Should I come upstairs?
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Okay. By the way, when are we starting work?
Well, as soon as as soon as Corpse Girl receives another request for a death, we can start on it.
You really throw this name around a lot, Nariko, in public.
Oh. No grand heist from the morgue first?
Think about it. It's important that the cadavers I use match the details of my victims. I won't know what kind of cadaver to use until I receive a photo of the victim.
Guess that makes sense. What's the big plan anyway? How do we lift corpses from the morgue?
I had a feeling he would ask about this sooner or later. I did tell him that I had a perfect idea after all.
I imagine the biggest issue is writing off the bodies, so to speak. If a cadaver goes missing or is unaccounted for, there will be an investigation. Am I right?
Guess so.
We need to be able to take the bodies away from the morgue without anyone ever knowing they're gone. So, the solution is simple. We only take the cadavers that are due to be cremated.
Okay, wise guy. A delivery company picks up the cremains nearly every day.
Is that what they're called? Cremains?
Huh? Cremains?
The ashes.
That's what the ashes are called.
Really?
Oh, right.
So what do we hand over? Empty canisters?
No.
It's simple. Fake ashes.
Yeah, right. Fake ashes. Like I just have those lying around.
Kojiro stops mid-sentence and stares straight at me.
Huh. Might be onto something.
Don't tell me you do have those lying around.
Not fake ashes. Real cremains. Bodies are cremated every day. Wouldn't be hard to take a bit off the top.
Huh?
probably get away with like a quarter.
I'm confused. What are you talking about?
He's gonna mix and match. He's gonna make a cremains smoothie.
Sauce. Every time someone gets cremated, I'll collect a quarter of the ashes. Store them, put them aside. Won't take long to fill up a whole canister.
Let me see if I follow you. You gather up a little bit of ash from every cadaver that gets cremated. Whenever we want to hoist a body from the morgue, we use the previously gathered ashes to fill a canister. We slap a label on it that says, "These are the remains of so-and-so." Then we take so-and-so out of the morgue. We record that their body has been cremated, when in reality, it's been snatched from the morgue. I imagine the canister of ashes just gets picked up with all the others going out on the same day.
Pretty much. We also put a token in the canister.
A token?
Like a dog tag. Has the cadaver's serial number engraved on it. Normally attached to the body before cremation. They don't burn. Lets the cremains be identified later.
Huh, I see. Can we get our hands on those tokens?
Sure. The bodies we're lifting from the morgue are due for cremation anyway. I can get the tokens engraved without a hitch. Proper serial numbers and all.
Okay, good. This is getting complicated, though. There's quite a bit we have to remember to do.
Don't worry. I'll take you through it when we need to. Most importantly, I'll need to start gathering portions of cremains. Need to have those collected in advance.
Yeah. Thanks. Really.
No props. But big question remains.
What's that?
How do we move cadavers out of the morgue? Ever tried lifting a stiff? Not easy. And you're no bodybuilder. No offense.
None taken?
Look, security in the joint is minimal. I'm there alone like 90% of the time. We don't have to worry too much about getting busted. As long as we cover our tracks, of course, and only take cadavers we've written off, as you put it. Bodies nobody will come looking for.
Hang on. Are there security cameras, alarm systems, anything like that?
Don't think so. Plenty in the hospital proper, though.
That's fine. As long as the morgue is clear.
Still, answer my question. How do we move the bodies? You got a hearse? A truck?
No, but surely we could get something. What about a small van?
You got a license?
No.
Need a driver's license. And not just that, needs to be suitable for a van. A medium vehicle license, I think.
Oh, I don't have a license, but surely driving a van can't be that hard, right? We could just rent a van and wing it.
Uh-huh. Can't even rent one without a license.
Okay then. Do you have the right license?
Don't look at me. Never driven a vehicle in my life.
Yeah, me neither.
Tomoe!
Great. So this is a bust.
I put my head in my hands. We got so far. We secured a factory, planned out our heist, and...
Hang on.
I whipped my phone out my bag and skimmed through my noise contacts. I prefer to text and call, but I'm too impatient right now to wait for a response. I start a voice chat request and wait for the recipient to answer.
Hey, Skank, what up?
Tomoe, hey, you got a sec?
Sure.
Do you have a driver's license?
Yep. No car, though.
Okay, what kind of vehicle is your license good for?
Like cars and scooters.
Not vans?
I mean, I don't think so.
I curse under my breath.
Yo, what's the problem? You need a lift or something?
Not quite. I need to, pick something up.
Oh, something big? That why you need a van?
Yeah?
I don't know if there's anything I can do about that. I can't even rent a van with my license.
Yeah, I know.
I shoot a deathly glance at Kojiro, and he just shrugs. A look of "I told you so" on his face.
I mean, if you're desperate, you could just buy a van.
Huh?
I see secondhand vans listed for sale all the time. Check out the noise marketplace and the classifieds pages. No one will check for a license on a private sale. It's just one chump selling a van to another chump.
Holy shit. You're right. You're a genius.
Well, I don't know about that.
Hang on a minute. If we get pulled over, we're like giga-fucked, right? Surely the license plate is registered to a driver's license, and they'll know immediately that that's wrong. Or they'll see that, you know, the license isn't registered to anyone, and you'll get pulled over.
Thank you. Oh, by the way, you wouldn't object to a driving gig, would you?
I do owe you one, I suppose. You want me to drive a van, though? If I get busted on my license, I'll go to prison.
I mean, everyone's going to go to prison tomorrow. Don't worry about it.
You won't go to prison. It'll be a fine at most, I think.
No, it won't. I look at Kojiro and he gives me another shrug.
Look, if you get a fine, I'll pay for it. That cool?
Yeah, what the hell? What are the chances of getting busted anyway, right?
The flag, she is so red.
Can you text me the deets or whatever? The address and stuff? Shinny just got to my place, so I gotta get the door.
Okay, will do. Thanks, Tomoe.
Sure. Later, slut.
I end the call and feel a wave of excitement flooding through me.
You get all that?
More or less. You girls sure are loud.
I know, we're fucking stupid.
Sorry. So, I'll need you to do me a favor.
By van, right?
Yeah, you're a big, strong man. You won't get ripped off. I'm just a poor little girl.
Have you seen this guy, Nariko?
Cut it out. I'll do it. But you got the money?
As a matter of fact.
I fondly remember swindling a cool 500,000 yen from Kotomi Ida just this week.
We've got a 500,000 budget. Will that do?
Maybe. Can't get you anything modern, but I'm sure it's enough.
Great. You think you can get something tomorrow?
I'll try. The noise marketplace, right?
That's right.
Well, no promises. I'll do my best.
Thank you. Really.
Yeah. Okay. I'm heading off. Unless you actually do want me to come upstairs.
No.
Right up. See you tomorrow. Probably.
Kojiro turns with a little more than a wave, exits the building and crosses the street. I quickly ascend the stairs with a slight spring in my step. Okay, I think I'll call this episode here. Don't interrupt me. Thank you. Okay, this is moving along pretty, a pretty good pace. I'm enjoying the interaction between the main, three characters or so. Shinya, kind of on the, the outskirts. But I feel like the more and more we're getting involved in this, the more and more, loose ends we're leaving. So I think sooner rather than later, we're going to get busted in some awful way. But anyway, we'll see how things pan out. If you enjoyed it, why not leave a like, comment, subscribe, everything helps me out. And I'll see you on the next part for the Grand Heist, presumably. Goodbye.